Okay. All right. You ready? Okay, we're talking about the output section of the console right now. So that is controlled by essentially these 5 buttons right here. So we have group DCA 1 through 8. Right now I'm not going to get into that because I don't have them programmed. But bus 1 through 8 is very important. This is the monitor adjustment right here. And if you notice, when we go to bus 1 through 8, bus 1 is monitor 1, bus 2 is monitor 2. Monitor 1 is the 2 monitors to the left and right of the pulpit. We call them the singing mix. This is the singing monitors. This is where your singers would typically stand, I'm assuming. And I've wired it all together and got both of those monitors fixed to where they're on bus 1. Monitor 2 is now called it's bus 2 right here. Monitor 2, I'm going to call that our musicians' monitors. That's the 2 monitors next to the pianos, and there's a monitor standing over there, or sitting over there where our lead guitar player is standing right now. Then, right now, bus 7 and 8, this is the feed going to the console's built-in USB recorder, which is right here. I'll get into that in just a minute. Bus 9 through 16, this is where you turn reverb up and down, or delay, or chorus, whatever. This is where you turn it up and down, is on bus 9 through 16. There's nothing else on 9, 10, 11, and 12. Bus 13 is reverb 1, 14 is reverb 2, 15 is delay. Delay is like when you go 1, 1, 1. It just, is like a repeating sound. It's really cool for slow songs. And then bus 16 is a chorus that I've got set up. It's a chorusy sound, great for acoustic guitar. And let's see. Okay, now this is also really important. There are ways to adjust the monitor mix with a digital console that you can't do with an analog board. The simplest way to adjust the monitor mix, let's say that on our singing microphones, the person holding the orange microphone feels like they need to be turned up more in the monitor. That's a hypothetical situation. So we know that our monitors are on bus 1 through 8. So the singing monitors are bus number 1, which is the monitor 1, which is the ones right next to the pulpit. This is where the singers would typically stand. So I would go to bus 1 through 8, and then on bus 1 I would select it. And then I've got a singer that is holding the orange microphone that needs turned up in the monitor. Once you get onto this, it's incredibly simple. There's a button right here called fader flip, then it says sends on fader. This little critter is critical. Push fader flip, and you see the console change, but you also see this is flashing. Note that when this is flashing, you are not adjusting the house mix. You are adjusting a monitor mix or a bus send somewhere. Normal operation is for this not to be flashing, okay? But I'm now adjusting the monitor mix because my person on the orange microphone needs more in the monitor. The orange microphone is not here. I'm on 1 through 16. The orange microphone is down here on 17 through 32. Bingo. So I have white, yellow, orange. Here's the orange mic. My singer on the orange microphone needs turned up in the monitor. It's just as simple as turning him or her up in the monitor. If they're too loud in the monitor, they say the monitor's too loud on my microphone. Yeah, like that ever happens. Then you would turn down the orange microphone right here in relation to everybody else. If you notice, I've got the handheld microphones in the monitors, back up on 1 through 16. I've got pianos, and then I've got the bass guitar right now in the monitors. Down here, we've got the iPad in the monitors. We're going to put the CD player in the monitors, and we're going to go ahead and put the computer in the monitors, just because. And that's how that you do it. Now that's in the front monitors. The musicians' monitors, right here, this is the musicians mix. So we're going to put some of the iPad in them. We're going to put some of the CD player and some of the computer in the musicians' monitors. Notice I chose not bus monitor 1, but monitor 2. This is our musicians' monitors. Now, these are musicians' monitors, so there's not where the singers typically stand. So we're going to go to 17 through 32. I've got a lot of vocals in the musicians' monitors, but they may not want to hear a lot of singing, so I'm just going to turn all the handheld microphones down in the musicians' monitors, and that takes the vocals down in the musicians' monitors. Now they'll still hear them, but they're not as loud. On 1 through 16, however, I've got piano, I've got the Technics keyboard, I've got the Yamaha, and right now I've got bass guitar. But if I wanted to turn the lead player up in the monitors, which he's got an amp, so he's hearing himself fine, I would turn the lead player up here. If I want to turn acoustic up, I turn the acoustic player up right here, and he now comes through the monitors. Now remember, this is how it's done. I'm gonna go over it one more time. So here we go. We're on fade or flip. Now it's not flashing. Now I'm adjusting what comes out the main speakers. So I have a musician now that needs to hear more of his acoustic guitar in the monitor. So we're going to go to bus 1 through 8. We're going to select the musician's monitors, which is, I've got a note here called monitor 2. We're going to hit the fade or flip button, and this is our acoustic player. So this shows how much acoustic guitar I've got turned up in the monitor. So we're going to turn him up a little bit more because he wants to hear more of himself. We've made that adjustment. He's now smiling and giving you the thumbs up. Get out of fade or flip. That will create problems for you. Now we're back to adjusting what we hear.
Could that also be done by selecting an individual channel and adjusting those?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely it can. And if you want me to cover that, I'm happy to do that. It's exactly, this is the fastest and simplest way
to do it on a mass.
To do it. Yeah. Just globally. But if I need to make the adjustment, then it's no problem. I can actually go choose a channel right here, and then turn it up this is bus 1 through 4. So bus 1 is a singer mix, bus 2 is a musician mix, 3 and 4. I'm sorry, yeah, bus 3 and 4 not being used. This is now bus 5 through 8. Bus 9 through 12, bus 13 through 16, 13, 14, 15, and 16, bus 1, 2, 3, and 4. And channel 14 is selected, so I can adjust it right there. Yes, that's the other way to do it. You can view it and you can see what you're doing right here, if you should so choose. Okay? And that's the output section.